So welcome guys for a new video here at CG-Carworks, where I preserve and enhance collector cars. And as you watched last week's video, I said we're going to continue the GTR project. And we do. And actually we plan to put in the engine, because the engine is basically finished. The steering pump is okay, although we have the line that was broken. It will be easier when we have this in before the engine will go in. So yeah, that is always a bit of a pity, because ordering a line from Japan will take at least maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month before we can continue this project. There's always something where you take something and you find, oh yeah, I actually needed that one as well, because that line once underneath the engine, we could maybe do it afterwards, but I chose to do that before. That it will be much easier to install now. When we have the engine in, it will be much more difficult. So we will wait another 3 weeks, I guess, before we can put this 2.6 liter twin turbo engine back in the GTR. But this week's video will also be about a very cool barn find, very special one, very rare. So we're going to show you now what I'm talking about. A Porsche 924 barn find, Martini Edition, a very rare and very cool find, which we're going to completely fix up. So the underbody of the 924 is not looking too bad, although it is still a lot of work to get this really nicely finished. And that is our goal, to make it really nice without completely restoring it. That's our goal. But still, this all that we do here is really in the middle way of detailing and restoration. And restoration is maybe a year work, maybe even more, and detailing is maybe 3 days or a week. And we're doing that thing that's really in the middle. So it is still quite some work, but I don't talk about months or years what a restoration will do. But still, fixing this underbody, protecting it afterwards, is still quite a lot of work. So we're going to start detailing the underbody, dry cleaning it a bit, and also we are going to wax it, protect it afterwards. We have one rust hole in the back, basically where the separate wheel is located, and I guess some moisture, some water get in and was not able to get out. I also saw there's a water drainage, and that was clogged. That's also probably the reason why it is now rusted up there, because the water could not escape. Very important to check all your water drains on your car, because these issues you can easily make sure they will not happen. So we're going to first weld that and then protect it, and take everything out trunk and then see what we have up there. So let's go. So we are welding the hole here, and you see me welding 2 bits, and this basically because this just on the part where 2 pieces of metal meet and they are punctually welded there. That's what we're going to do as well. You can just weld a plate in, but that's not original. So 2 plates meeting there. So we're going to also do that to make it look very original. At least that is the goal, to get as close as possible without completely removing everything. So let's do that and weld this thing and protect it for the future. So I just removed the sticker on the back with Porsche logo, and I wanted to order a newer one, although I found out that only 924s after 1980 had this Porsche sticker on it. And the models before that, because this one is I believe from 77, does not have any stickers. So I looked on the internet, but most the early ones do not have this. So I guess this will be only after 1980 you have these Porsche stickers on the back. So we're gonna now continue taking them off, polishing that a bit and leaving it off, not putting a new one back on. So yeah, it is always a bit of a work getting the stickers off and then polishing, but with these gummy wheels, I don't know how they call them in English, sometimes it goes pretty easy. In this case as well, if you have to do that with heating up and peeling them off, it will take ages, and in this case it will go pretty fast, but sometimes you have to be careful not to damage the paint. So the wheels are now freshly powder coated. New paint from back inside like new again. So we're gonna clean the tires, this tire grease. Because we also have some new tires on it. Michelin tires 185/70R. So we need to have still some caps here. They are somewhere in the car. So we're gonna put that on, and then these wheels are ready to go back on the car. So these are the caps, and I try to always line up the Porsche logo that side to this, so this nicely matched. There we go. I really think this is the nicest part, putting everything back together. You see everything come together, and that's really cool. That's the coolest part of the whole process, I think. We even have nice gold-plated bolts to finish it all off. So let's put these back in. And this car finally comes now completely together, how it should be. And this is now how its underbody looks, and I'm really proud of it. It came out perfectly. I'm really happy with the result. So we match all the stripings here on the bolts. We watch actually many pictures online of all these cars, how they would look like from factory. These were also all white, so we matched that as well. And we actually cleaned everything up and waxed it and protected it. And yes, the nice new wheels with new tires. It all looks now absolutely great. I'm very happy with how it came out actually. All nice and clean, detailed and protected. Very important as well. Also something very interesting, which took us quite some time to figure out, but all the wheel arches of the 924 Martini, they're all black. And I first thought that somebody painted them black, but they're actually originally black also at the back as well. They have to be black. And that we found out after quite some researching. So the later 924s, they don't have that, they are white, or actually in color. These early ones, and especially these Martinis, I don't know of the normal regular ones, but the Martinis are all black from the wheel arches. Very interesting, and we match that as well. So now we're going to put this car on the ground and start the paint correction. So let's go. So now we're going to torque up the wheels. If we done this, we are going to put caps on the wheel nuts. These have special plastic caps. So we nicely zinc plated those bolts. But now you can't see them anymore because original these plastic caps have to go back on. So here are the caps. Put these on the bolts. There we go. And yeah, it does look much better. Now the rest of the wheels. So the machine is there, some tape, a pad, and yes, medium polisher. So let's start polishing this beautiful 924. So I'm also taping off the Martini sticker. Most cases you can't actually just polish over stickers. It's not really a big of a deal. Although sometimes some stickers you can remove the paint on the sticker. Since these are pretty old, I don't want to run the risk of moving the paint off the sticker. So I just tape them off that we don't touch them and that we can safely polish this door. You see actually a very big difference. The paint was very yellowish and now the white really pops. Really big of a difference. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's really a big of a difference with the light I have here. So definitely worth polishing this old paint. So I'm cleaning the interior with the Duresto Strong Interior Cleaner, and I use the strong one because it has some dust that's really stick into the plastics, and then this one comes to use. The light one is mostly perfect as well, but in this case I just want to get a bit stronger cleaner. Also for the carpet, we're going to use this as well, works perfectly. So let's do that and clean this thing up. For the guys that maybe think, why do you use a yellow towel? Normally for interior I always use green towel, but in this case I was too lazy and I have a yellow one. And they all come with this plaque, as you can see here, with the Weltmeister World Championship Edition 1996, 1969, 1970, 71 and 76. I think these are the years that Martini won, I guess. I'm not completely sure, but probably it will be the year that they had win the championship. So very cool. So then speaking about interior, the carpet is just amazing. I mean, again, I love the 70 colors. They're so bright, so happy colors. And see the interior with bluish stripe. And yeah, I really, really like that. Just so much better than just black or gray. Yeah, what do you have all? This is so much cooler. Why do you not have that these days anymore? These nice, bright, nice colors. And you also see it with the Martini Edition we have. So this piece here in blue, the red, and then the Martini striping up there. And they basically made this Martini version to honor the Martini wins of the whole motorsport era. So, for example, the 917, but also the 935 and 936, I believe. They had quite some wins with the Martini, and that was basically a tribute of that. And therefore, they made this special version in the 924 Martini. And this car is pretty rare. You don't have many of these. So a very special, maybe even one of the most special cars in 924 wise. Maybe the turbo is very special as well, but I think this is more rare. They only built 3,000 cars, I believe, which actually is even more rare than this one is. You also had a 924 GTR. I believe they also drove Le Mans with that. And yeah, that's maybe even next level than this. But that was a track car, and I really love to do one day one of these GTRs one, because I never saw one in real life. I believe I would love to take my hands on one, a 924 GTR. So if you do have a 924 GTR sitting in your garage, please call me. I really love to work on that car. I really have some fun with this one as well. It's just satisfying. So I'm finishing off the engine bay of the 924 Martini, and it's coming together quite nicely, I have to say. Well, the engine is basically a 2-liter engine from, I believe, Volkswagen Audi group, and they made actually a car. Volkswagen started, or Audi started it to make a car out of it. I believe the engine is the same as an Audi 80 or something, but they quit, and Porsche actually continued that. So basically born as a Volkswagen, but raised as a Porsche, a proper Porsche, because maybe not a real Porsche engine, but it has the transaxle system, so the gearbox is not attached to the engine normally. Normally the engine, you have the engine here, and back there will be the gearbox. But in this case, it is not. And you maybe saw that already at the videos from the underside as well, that the gearbox is actually placed on the back suspension. So you have a very good weight ratio from not 50-50, but nearly 50-50. So it's a very cool driver's car. It's not really quick, but from driving and handling wise, I think it's really up there. It's really, really good to drive. I never drove it on track, but what I hear, it should be very, very good. And I saw some guys that were actually pretty fast on track as well. I think this engine has 125 brake horsepower, but not a lot, but yeah. Who needs a lot of horsepower? So yeah, basically from the technical things. It's basically Volkswagen or an Audi. And as you look closer here, you see here the Bosch Car-Electronic injection system that's going to the spark plugs to fire this thing up. And it was back in the day very cool, but now if it is standing a long time, it could have some issues, but this one is running fine, and something to look over. When you have a car that was standing around for a very long time, these systems can create some problems. But this one is very nice and starts up perfectly. You maybe already saw that this thing is hanging loose, but it has to go on there, and then that will be fine as well. So next to the striping, it also has the white wheels, and it's noticeable of the Martinis, they all had these white wheels. So we are now finished with the 924 Martini. It was a very cool project. It's now to the painter to paint a few bits and pieces to make it absolutely pristine. And our job is done, protected, nicely cleaned, and polished a few bits. And I'm very happy with the result. It's not completely like new. It is not a complete restoration. We want to keep it as original as possible, of course. And that's what we did. And I hope you liked this video. And I hope to see you next week for a new episode, for a new very cool project. So thank you very much for watching, and please like and subscribe, and do not miss any future videos. Thank you, goodbye.